Hey, and welcome everybody. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. We come to you Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Talk to you about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of Livin in Vegas, folks, think of Livin Local and the return of cool. And in our case, it's the return of the show. We've been gone for about a week now, and for those of you that might just be the first time you're seeing the show, we're at a new time. The same lovable self that I am, but a new time. We're at 4 o'clock now. It'll be 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time here, and we had to change the show. We used to be at 8:30 in the morning. And now we're just totally on the other side of this, and it's just because we've had to reorganize the things. And so we were off for about an entire week just to try to get timing down, that kind of stuff. So we could have come on a couple of days earlier, but I really felt like, you know what, just take another day off or something like that. So thank you all for being a part of the show. We want to encourage you. If this is your first time, there's a little subscribe button right here to the corner. Oh, I should put that up there, huh? I didn't put that up there. Here, let's put that up there, right there. Okay, so hit that little YouTube button right there and subscribe to our channel so that you can get updated on whenever we're on the show. So we're going to be generally on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at about 4 o'clock in the evening Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 o'clock for you Eastern Seaboard folks. And so, and I want to apologize right now for the sound. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my mic to work, so I'm having to work with a different microphone this morning. But I'm hoping you can hear us. I'm sure you can. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine, and if you were part of our launch, which was last year in January, you've probably seen all of the stuff that we've come out with. And the one thing that we've always had is the podcast. So make sure that no matter what happens, you get a hold of the podcast. And on the podcast, we talk about Vegas. We really do, and with a heavy dosage of UNLV. Okay, and we're one of the few shows that ever talk about UNLV because we just love it. I'm a UNLV alumni, and so I always have my UNLV stuff. Want to make sure that we always keep a firm dosage of UNLV on our broadcast, and especially on Fridays when it is Running Rebel Red Friday, where we're going to be wearing our Rebel Red, and kind of like my mouse and all my, oh, here it is. It's my UNLV bracelet, my silicone rubber bracelet. Some of you probably seen that before. Oh, it's got to put that right upside. There you go. And I had to take that off today. So normally have that. So let's talk about some of the stuff that's going on in Vegas, folks. If you woke up this morning, which most of you did, or you wouldn't be watching the show, you woke up to rain. A lot of rain. I went out riding early this morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm having to get up a lot earlier now to get my whole day done. And my wife said, honey, you're not going to go out riding, are you? And I go, of course I'm going to go out riding. She goes, well, it's raining out there. And I said, rain. Who cares about stupid rain? I can care about rain. And I went out there, and I was really stupid. I should have probably listened to her. And it was drizzling the entire time. And that drizzle throughout the day turned in. Most of the day it was raining today, and there was a report that said that rain, there's a winter weather advisory, and it's in effect until 7 o'clock for our local mountains, for 2 to 5 inches of snow. So if you've looked around the valley, you can look all the way around Sunset, Sheep Mountain, Black Mountain, all that stuff, Springs, Red Rock. Everything's covered. We're in a big bowl, and we're full of snow right now. 2 to 5 inches of snow forecast to fall at elevations above 5,000 feet. And the snow levels could drop to 3,000 feet over the next 24 hours. I'm telling you, it's cold out there. I think it got up to, 47 degrees today? I think it was just about 47 degrees, so... This is it's an amazing thing. It's wonderful to get out there and just having a great day out there. Let's shift gears just a little bit. Now, many of you know that I'm working for the Clark County School District now. Yeah, I know. I work for the school district now. I am probably going to go back into teaching. I probably will. I used to work for the school district many years ago, and I really feel like now I'm at that age where I should probably be teaching. I've got some calmness now, and I've got more savvy than what I used to have. So I think I might do that. So, anyways, I'm back at school right now. There was numerous students over at Wayne Tanaka Elementary School were all simultaneously throwing up. There's about 130 students, all just vomiting at the same time. It was just this rash of illness, and that was Monday. Wow, I think it was last week though. Yeah, last week that the school district confirmed that all these kids were just all sick. So now people are trying to figure out why these kids were getting all sick. Was it a YouTube thing? Was it an Instagram thing? I don't know. So very interesting. We'll have to check in on that. Let's do this because we got so much to talk about today. I mean, we really do. And I don't want to blast through all these stories. So let's do this. Let's take a really quick break here. We'll be back with a little bit more of the show, The Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. We'll be back in just a moment. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I'm wondering, I was looking at that last commercial, and I'm thinking, wow, have I lost that much weight? I don't feel like I have. I've lost a little bit of weight, but I haven't lost a lot of weight. I've lost a few pounds running around. So I think I've gained more facial hair than anything else. A lot of facial hair. So yesterday we had church. So many of you probably went to church, and my drummer and one of our singers was late. They live on the other side of town from the church, and they said, hey, the reason why they were late was because there was the I-15 was closed down. Well, we found out why, and many people already knew. If you've been a part of Las Vegas for any length of time, that you've known that Tropicana, which is the renovation that they're doing on the bridge that goes over Tropicana, or goes over the I-15, and it's actually Tropicana. The street is called Tropicana where the bridge is at. Tropicana, that they were working on that section of the bridge. So I think what it was it the northern part of it? Let me see which one. Interstate I-15 is reopened near Las Vegas Boulevard following the weekend-long closure to accommodate the construction work tied to the ongoing Tropicana project. But I believe it was the northern part of it. Freeway was closed starting Friday night between Flamingo and Russell. I was just out there. And was back open Monday morning. And they demolished the north half of the Tropicana Bridge over I-15. And this is crazy. It's going to be an ongoing thing, folks. We're going to talk about this probably for the next year. And you will you'll probably get really tired of hearing about it because it's just so much going on here. But it's just part of the widening of the road. And here's what I would say to you. Avoid that area. Just avoid it completely. Don't go near it. If you've got to go near the I-15 between Tropicana, Russell, I would try to find a different way because you just don't know when they're going to change it. And if you do, they're probably going to, and this is what my drummer said, is that he got off the road, got off of the I-15 coming coming north, and he ran into more traffic, more wrecks on the surface streets. So Here's my just go the beltway, go the opposite way around the valley. Yes, it's much longer, but you'll thank me. So what you want to do is jump on the 215 that's going either north or south, or excuse me, east or west, and it'll circle around the I-15 area. You'll finally, if you go, the west way, it's a lot shorter. If you want to get on the west side of town, east side of town, so I think you get the drift here. So there was another story, folks. This is actually a pretty cool story. Many of you have probably heard of the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association. And if you don't know who Candace Parker is, you're going to know her. You're going to get to know her really quick. MVP. She was MVP, I think, 2021, and she's a 2-time MVP. And she was playing for the LA Spark, I believe she was. Well, guess where she's coming next, folks? That's right. She's coming to Vegas, baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. You know what? I'm willing to bet money right now. And I'm not a betting man. But I'm willing to say that the Las Vegas Aces are going to repeat as national champions. We've got all of our returning starters, okay, which is very rare. We've got the number one coach, which is very rare that you have all your starting players. Now, we did lose one. We lost one player. Not very happy about that. But we've got all of our other players. Now, if we can get Liz Cambage back, okay? I love me some Liz Cambage. I got a new coworker who looks just like her. Looks just like her. She's tall like her too. Got that Liz Cambage face. So, once again, 2-time MVP Candace Parker announced her decision to sign with the Las Vegas Aces on Saturday on Instagram. This is the Instagram thing. So she said that she wanted to be closer to her friends and family first, where she grew up, and then she wanted to be closer. And now she goes, hey, but all my family lives on the West Coast. And that's why she played in LA. And then she started looking at us. She was going, hey, you guys got some talent. So she's here in Vegas, which is very cool. Once again, I'm going to move forward in my lineup here with the story about the Aces. Yeah, we've got everybody. We do. So I'm very, very excited about it. As a matter of fact, our point guard, Kelsey Gray, used to play with Candace Parker. And so you just can't beat this team. This is going to be a monster season. Monster. So Chelsea's going to be playing. Kelsey Plum. Now, Dearica actually got traded. Yeah, Dearica Hamby got traded. So I'm not very excited about this. And this is going to be an old story because I just saw... Yeah, this is going to be an older story. So the story that I see on the WNBA site says that Dearica Hamby is going to be still playing for the Las Vegas Aces, but she's not going to be. I was very upset about that. She's gone though. Jackie Young will still be there. Chelsea Gray will still be there. Kelsey Plum will be there. Asia will still be there. So I'm very excited about that. We've got so much talent, just so much talent. And that's just our starting lineup. Our second string, folks, has got some depth to it too. So I'm very excited about it. As you can tell, I'm very excited about the women's basketball. Not just because I, love basketball, but I love the Aces. We've been watching the Aces, my wife and I, my brother-in-law and I, going to the games since they first got here to Vegas. When nobody else wanted to watch them play, we were watching them play. Okay, we really were. We were in Gucci Row, put it that way. Many of you know what Gucci Row is. There were probably 100 people there. I mean, it's like 200 people, whatever it was. It was a very small crowd of people. Most of them was their family. And but we were there, and nobody was sitting around us. Because there's just, Anyways, very excited about that. That we've got some great things that are going to be happening with the Las Vegas Aces. So excited. Just so excited about it. Let's talk about this story. Okay, so there's a place called Mr. Barbecue. And if you think about Korean barbecue, oh, it's so good. Oh, there was a place called Mama's. Korean barbecue in Chinatown. Well, if you thought that was good, Mr. Barbecue, which is basically, it's epic in LA. They're going to bring one of their restaurants here to Chinatown. So I'm very excited about that. Fullerton is about an hour south of LA's Koreatown, and it's home base for the wildly popular premium all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue spot, Mr. Barbecue. I'm going here, folks. Family-run restaurant recently expanded to Las Vegas, opening its doors in the former Magal barbecue space across from the original Chinatown Plaza in December. So, second-generation restaurateur Jenny Chai, it was a natural progression. So I'll tell you, folks, people are popping up here. We've got some popping up all over the place. Just stuff popping up all over the place here in Las Vegas. Very excited about it. That people can't wait to get here to Vegas, which is cool. So loving it. So let's talk a little bit about national news here real quick. I know we normally stay with local news, but let's talk about some national news because it has local implications. I know you didn't think I could mix all that together, but yes, I did. President Joe Biden ending the COVID-19 emergency on May 11th. Thank you, President Biden, that you're deciding that May 11th is the day. Most people are just like going, look, we're living with this. We're going to live with this thing. But President Biden is officially going to say it's over with May 11th. This is an AP story. President Joe Biden informed Congress on Monday, that's today, that he will end the twin national emergencies for addressing COVID-19 on May 11th, as most of the world has returned closer to normalcy nearly 3 years after they were first declared. Boy, does that mean, and I gotta ask you a question, does this mean the price of milk is going to go down, the price of eggs is going to go down, the price of chicken is going to go down? Because if not, folks, you can just keep COVID going for all I care. Because I can't even buy an egg. I have to take, many of you know, you have to take out a loan right now to have an egg. And that's just terrible. So, all right. So that's the way it is. Okay. So May 11th, the pandemic will be over with. So, okay. Can we take another break? Let's take another break, folks. We're going to take a real quick break here. We'll be back with a little bit more, folks, of the Livin in Vegas podcast. This is Sherman Ray. We'll be back in just a second. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Yeah, so what is Godstream? Yeah, Godstream, if I can describe it this way. Have you ever gone out looking for, maybe Joyce Myers or T.D. Jakes? And you got to search from all over the place. I want one place where you can find everything. That's right. And yeah, so that's why I decided, I'm going to put together a website where everybody is there. So if I'm looking for music by Bethel Music, or if I'm looking for a preaching sermon by Jonathan Cahn or something like that, I can find it all in one place. That's what Godstream's all about. Okay, and we're back, folks. This is Sherman Ray. This is Livin in Vegas podcast. We come to you Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, talked about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. And if you think about living in Vegas, think living local and the return of cool. We actually had people asking us, why are we on this weird new time? Well, I am now working at the school district, so we decided that's probably the best thing to do is instead of trying to squeeze the show in real early in the morning, which would be way too early, that we would actually do it towards the end of the day. And so we're actually able to get some great stories out there too, which I'm very excited about too. So our new normal time will be Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 4 o'clock. So 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Okay. So tell all your friends about it. Also, if you want to check us out online, we're generally online on Facebook all the time. We're generally out there on Twitter, especially if there's a game on. We're generally watching the game. And Instagram, of course, all that stuff. And our YouTube channel, which you're probably watching us on right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's that little thing right here. Smack that little YouTube thing right there, and you can keep up to date with all of what we're doing. Also, lastly but leastly, if you'd like to get on our mailing list, send us your contact information to info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com, and you can get on our mailing list where we'll send you stuff that we normally won't. I mean, I got tons of stuff I have in front of me here that I could talk about, but I talk so much that I generally don't get to it all. But our newsletter has a lot more stuff, and if all else fails, go to our website at livininvegas.com. That's livininvegas.com. All right. Oh, also, if you want to just hear my voice, you want to hear my dulcet tones without looking at my just striking Jamaican face, my just growing beard here. Check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, any place where you want to get podcasts, you can get us. No, like it. I think, I don't know if we're on Apple yet. We should probably check that. Can we check that out? Huh? Yeah, we can check that out. Okay. All right. So, last segment, we were talking a little bit about Candace Parker, who's coming over to the Las Vegas Aces. Very excited about. There was some sad news that I think bears repeating, and I know once again we generally talk about things that are going on in Las Vegas, but this is more national news. Remember, many of you probably grew up watching Livin and Shirley, and many of you know that Laverne's she passed away a few years ago. But Shirley now is gone too. Cindy Williams, who played Shirley Feeney, and Penny Marshall, who played Livin, are now both dead. So Cindy died Monday, 75 years of age. She had a brief illness, they said, and she's gone. She said she was a kind person, hilarious. She was a mother. And and it's bringing sadness to everybody that she's gone. And so I remember the show growing up, and it was just a wonderful show. It really was. And she was so funny. Both of these two were just great. It was a kind of a spin-off from the show Happy Days. And so, it's just the way it is. So, another legend dies. Cindy Williams from Livin and Shirley. Let's talk a little bit about UNLV before we get too far. The Running Rebels are going to travel to Colorado State Tuesday. Guys are going to be playing. They're looking for their third straight win, 6 p.m. So we're looking really forward to this. So the Rebels are 14-7 now, overall 3-6 in the Mountain West. Come on, we've got to finish strong in the Mountain West, so we'll be excited about it. We've got bowl games coming up here, folks. We've got a lot of bowl games coming up here, which is very exciting. As a matter of fact, the All-Star Weekend is coming up. Chandler Stevenson from the Vegas Golden Knights, he was named to the 2023 Honda All-Star Weekend. So very cool. He's going to be representing the Pacific Division. And so we're very excited about that, Now, we did lose to the Islanders 2-1 just recently, but you know what? We got a chance. We got a chance to make it and to just keep doing some great things. Now, we already talked about the Aces. Gosh, they're so good. They're so good. Just so excited about that. Also, the Pro Bowl is coming up. And many of you know that the gridiron is set. The two teams that are going to be playing in the Super Bowl are set. Sadly, our Raiders are not going to be in it. We missed the playoffs. And, of course, we're missing the Super Bowl. We lost our starting quarterback, Derek Carr, during the whole thing. But our punter, A.J. Cole, was named as to their second Pro Bowl. Yes, that's right. Las Vegas Raiders. A.J. Cole was named to the 2023 Pro Bowl game. The NFL Raiders announced Monday. Cole will be appearing in the second Pro Bowl, replacing Chiefs Tommy Townsend. So he'll join Devontae Adams, defensive end Max Crosby, of course, running back Josh Jacobs, who actually was the rushing title winner this year. So exciting. And so, we got some great stuff. And they'll be playing at Allegiant Stadium. So this year's Pro Bowl, though, folks, is not like the ones of old. The Pro Bowls of old were like, hit them, and then years pass by, or now it's instead of being it got to be like, oh, I'll just hit you, I'll just touch you. And so, huge scores. So what they've decided now is to make it a flag football game. Okay, am I upset about that? Not really. I mean, I'm really not. It's still flag. It's still football. I mean, I think watching the guys now, get some FaceTime. Get some FaceTime of the guys. You actually get to see what they look like. And I think it's going to be a good game. I really do. I know a lot of people are disappointed. They want to see the guys, wearing the suits and stuff like that. I tell you the truth, unless they're going to hit each other, I'm not upset about it. I'm just not. Because flag football or or the Pro Bowl where they're not going to hit each other either, is pretty much the same thing. Okay. So that it'll be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It should be very cool. What else do we want to talk about? Gosh. Do I want to get in trouble? Talk about that? No, we don't want to get in trouble. Talk about that. Okay, let's talk about Governor Lombardo. Our new governor, Joe Lombardo, was named ex-judge George Assad to the Gaming Control Board. Yeah, I know this. I know it's not a big story. Former Las Vegas judge George Assad, who was sanctioned by judicial overseers for a punishment for he meted out and lost his re-election bid after his son robbed the Bellagio in a high-profile heist more than a decade ago. Now, so why do they have to put that in there? That has nothing to do with the judge. Okay, it's his son. Was named to the Gaming Control Board on Monday by George Lombardo. So I'm very excited for the former judge who has spent all of his life as a protector of the law. So looking forward to seeing him on the Gaming Control Board. Many of you know that we lost a member of the Gaming Control Board, and her name is, oh gosh, what's her name? Oh, I'm going to mess it up. She's now the president of the Raiders. Oh gosh! Oh, we did a story about her before too. She was on the cover of Livin Weekly. I'll remember her name. She went to the same high school I went to too. She went to El Dorado High School. I'll remember by Wednesday. Anyways, we're out of time, folks. It's been, what a great show. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. It's so much, like I said, there's so much stuff that we talk about on the show. And we just want to make sure that you get it all in. So we'll see you again on Wednesday, folks. It's actually the day before my anniversary. It'll be, now we're moving into February. Okay, so it'll actually be February 1st. And my anniversary, which I'll be celebrating 32 years of marriage to the lovely Mrs. Ray, will be on Thursday. So we'll see you again on Wednesday, 4 o'clock. Okay, 4 o'clock. So put that on your dial. That will be back on 4 o'clock. We're on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all for being a part of the show, folks. This has been Sherman Ray for the Livin in Vegas podcast. We'll see you again Wednesday, where we'll talk about the people, the places, the trends, and events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, folks, think living local and the return of cool. Bye-bye.